Okay, so I'm gonna paint the engine now. I got Rust-Oleum engine enamel. Temperature, it's high temp for 500 degrees and resists gas and oil. So I'm gonna be kind of lazy or half-assed or whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. This is my project, and personally I don't care if the paint comes off in a year or two. It's whatever. It's a boat engine, it's gonna happen anyway. But if you guys have bare metal, as you can see there's some bare metal here, or some rust, you need to take a wire wheel and get the rust off. And any bare metal, I would suggest priming. And if you're gonna prime spots of it, I would suggest you just prime all of it. And then go with this after the primer. And Rust-Oleum does sell engine primer. Mask off anything you don't want painted. If you have a manifold off or your head off, make sure you cover the mating surface of that. You don't want paint on that. Yes, you could scrape it off, but especially if it's the head surface, you don't want that there. You don't want any paint on there. And the only thing I do need to mask off left is some of the stickers or whatever you call it, decals. I personally am not going to worry about the spark plugs. I'm changing those. The oil filter, I'm changing that. The hoses, any hoses that's on it, this one needs to be replaced, and so I'm not going to worry about that. Fuel pump, I'll go ahead and paint. I did cover up my distributor cap, covered up a couple electrical connections, and this is the oil dipstick. I just took the dipstick out so I don't paint the top of it, and put tape in so I don't get paint in there. The pulleys can get painted, I don't care. Carburetor, I didn't cover anything on it except for the choke and the opening for it. I didn't want paint in there. Hopefully the levers will be okay. I think they'll be okay. And that's about it. So let's get started. You want to degrease the engine before you paint it as well. This Rust-Oleum can advertises that their spray works at any angle, and you can even go upside down. It works pretty well, actually. looks good. I do have a before picture. And it really doesn't look that bad, even where the rust was. In fact, I could put more paint in there just because it might not have paint in the corners. But overall, pretty happy with it. The only place I really didn't get was the rocker cover, and that was just because there's some decals up here. I mean, I got it. I did hit it a little bit. Shit. I hope I didn't get paint on my nice shirt. You can see that there's some orange. Oops. But like I said, I just wanted it to look a little bit better. I wasn't really too concerned with it. Since I had it out, I just figured, what the hell? $3 or $4 to make it look just a little bit better. It's worth it. I really don't care if the paint comes off in a few months. It's not that big of a deal. I didn't spend a lot of time or money on this part of it. As long as it runs, I don't care. As long as it runs the whole time I have it. So yeah, the only place I really think might need some paint is right here, where that's around it. But in fact, I can hit this corner right here. I honestly think this is good enough. I got some paint on that sticker right there, and I don't really care to go over that again. So yeah, spark plugs I'm going to replace, so it doesn't matter. I got paint on them. Oil filter I'm going to replace. So really no big deal. And I didn't really get too much paint on the engine stand, but hey, it would have just hid some rust. Flywheel had some rust on it. Oh, now I got paint on the engine stand. Once I say something about it. Good enough. Looks better than it did. That's all that I care about, as long as it looks better. I mean, I didn't like that there was rust on it, where it was kind of missing paint a little bit. Well, actually, where it was missing paint, besides on the valve cover, rocker cover, I'm sorry, that was just because that's how it was when I got it. But down here, that was when I pressure washed it. I mean, obviously there was some rust or something there, but it's not that bad. I took all the hoses off I cared about. This one needed to be replaced. There were some water hoses and oil, or not oil, but yeah, there was some water hoses, and I did leave this fuel line on here. It was already black. I should actually paint right there too. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's whatevs. The can does say, wow, what was that? Anyway, the can does say 7 days to cure. It's whatever. It does say it dries to the touch, I think, in a couple hours. If you're gonna do extra coats or clear coat, do it within an hour of your first coat, or 24 hours afterwards, which you may have to sand it down to rough it up. I don't remember. Read the can. Alright, I'm happy with it. Hope this video helps you guys. Have a good one.